Yeah, great. Thanks, Verity. Yeah, Brill, I'll kick off. Hiya, John, Ken, yeah. Yeah, good, cheers, mate. Just suppose to start, a few days to reflect on last weekend. Is it a feeling of regret that you left too much to do in that second half?
Yeah, look, I think you can't, in test match rugby, you can't give teams, a 12, 17 point head start, and we suffered for that in the end, it cost us. And I think there is huge frustration at that because it's something that, has been highlighted. And I think, we're giving ourselves too much to do later on in the games.
But in the second half, when you had a bit of ball controlling proceedings, is it fair to say that that's the blueprint of how you're trying to play?
Yeah, look, I think it's we want to play with tempo and speed, and with that you have to be accurate. And I thought periods of that second half when we had control of the ball, it was pretty positive. But yeah, no, look, I think it was. We did some good stuff, but inevitably, it's a results-based game, and we didn't get the result in the end.
How much consolation do you get from, as you alluded to, how you played in the second half, and the fact that it was 3-1, or is that irrelevant?
In my eyes, irrelevant because we didn't get the result. That's the most important thing, but when you break down the game and look at areas that we can improve on it and keep building, I think you can take some positives how we played with the ball in the second half. And we did bar that try they scored. I think they didn't have many chances to score, so that was good from our defense as well. But again, it's all about winning.
How do you view France? They're sort of on fire at the moment with their win against Scotland. A lot has been made of their attacking play, but they're huge over the ball, and they capitalised a lot on Scottish mistakes as well. In a way, do you have to be more conservative against France? Do you have to sort of play less rugby?
No, I think, like you said, they're big, heavy men, and for us, it's making sure that our speed to break down and not giving them opportunities to get over the ball. I think where you look at it was when there's separation with the carrier, they're very quick to get their hands on the ball, and then because they're such big men, they're hard to move off it. And so, for us, it's making sure that we don't give them the pictures that they want to see. So then you negate the threat before it even happens.
Just a final one for me, John. You find yourself in an unfamiliar position. Very rarely have you been on the bench throughout the course of your career. Have you taken on a different role? Do you mentor the two that have started in Owen and Nick in the last two games?
Oh, look, for me, it's new territory. I would love to be playing more, but for whatever's best for the team, and that's helping the boys prepare for test match rugby and being on the bench, and it's all about getting results. And as I want to be involved as much as I can, and if at the moment this is my role, and then I'll do it to the best of my abilities.
Cheers, John.
Cheers.
Okay, Beth, coming to you.
Hey, John, I hope you're well. Listen, there were elements of the game against England which Wales, were playing stand off the sofa, stand off the seats kind of type of rugby. Is that where you see Pivac taking this team for the next year into the World Cup next year?
It's something that we've always wanted to have. I think the ability with the players we have on the ball is important, and there is a lot that goes in to make sure that you can play like that. And I think we had value on those fundamentals in the game on Saturday when we wanted to, but it's making sure that we have that for the full 80 minutes. And I think I definitely see that we want to improve and play at that level and that tempo, because it it's enjoyable for us, and we feel that it can help us win games as well.
Could you just give us a bit more insight into, it takes a lot to go into for those who maybe, especially me, not rugby their first sport, and just explain it maybe simpler terms for those maybe watching this.
Explain what? Sorry, the style of play.
Yeah, you said that a lot goes into it. So what exactly would you say are the extras?
So, you've got to maintain the ball. You've got to keep the ball for longer periods of time if you're going to play with it more. And if you don't have correct numbers or accuracy over the ball, cleaning out their threats, you're going to lose the ball. And it's sometimes the stuff that people don't really want to do. But if you value that, then it goes a long way in helping you maintain the ball and keep the ball. So I think it was something that we spoke about. It's the tasks that don't really get applauded. That's what we have to value for everyone else then to flourish.
Do you think in previous regimes with Gatland, Sean Edwards was someone that was key to that and Wales's game? Would you put that towards him? And where do you see him with France now as well?
Oh, look, Sean's done a great job with France. They've seen that the way they've developed over the last couple of years, and to be one of the best teams in the world. And he's done a great job there. For us now, is making sure that we maintain our own identity. I feel that the last two games we've grown defensively. I think we've been more comfortable slowing the opposition ball down and putting pressure on them instead of absorbing pressure. So for us, it's maintaining that identity that Gethin wants us to take on.
Just last question from me. Obviously, whatever, you still play minutes on the pitch for Wales, which not many of us will ever do in our lives. But how enjoyable do you find the style of play that Pivac's trying to implement as well?
I know it's great. It's high tempo. It's ball in our hands, and I think the ball is the most important thing, and that's what we always wanted to do since we were kids. No one wanted to really defend, so it is good fun. But like I said, it's all about accuracy and winning games, and we can't go running up blind alleys. We have to make sure that we execute what we need to do.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay, I'll come to Ben for a couple, then one for Hamish, and we will move to Welsh then.
Yep, no worries. Hi, John. How you doing?
All right.
Obviously, Alan Wynne is back in and around camp, albeit not called up, doing some rehab. Have you seen much of him? What's he been like around camp there back?
Yeah, I think he's doing a rehab week this week. Obviously, nature of the week this week, we haven't been in much, but I'm sure he's working hard, getting his rehab done, and it's good to see that he's in a place. After the injury he's had, and he's worked extremely hard to get where he is at the moment. So you've seen him about a bit, but the nature of this week, you're just in training, so it's not you haven't seen much of him.
So he hasn't offered any words of wisdom as a sort of distant captain.
No, I feel that he wouldn't find that comfortable, not putting words in his mouth. But he's just come in and he has his own agenda at the moment, making sure that he gets himself fit. When you're injured, the best thing you do for the team is do everything you can to get yourself fit, and that's probably what he's focusing his mind on at the moment.
Brilliant. Cheers, mate.
Yep.
And then one for Hamish before we move back to Ken in Welsh.
Hey, hi, John. Just about the breakdown. It's obviously an area that you're pretty strong, as we saw at the end of the Scotland game, but just wondering what you make of Fiku and Dante in that area in particular, and how much of a threat they pose there to the way Wales would want to play.
Look, it's something that you see in wider rucks where backs have more opportunities to get on the ball, slow it down, and then there's a very different ways of doing it. Some of our players, like Liam, is exceptionally strong over the ball, and when he gets opportunities, he slows it down for opposition. And with Dante and Fiku, they've obviously worked extremely hard under Sean, and it's something that Sean always emphasised is there's more than one way to skin a cat, and there's a varied way of slowing the ball down. And for us, it's like I've said, it's making sure that when the game comes a week tomorrow, is that we're not allowing them to have those pictures that they feel that they can get their hands on the ball or slow it down. And that's probably our focus now in that area of the game.